How you going, guys, and welcome to another episode of Skullcam. In this episode, the black quad breaks down, I make a huge mess, and I've named the quads. This one here is Glitter Boy. Over there we got Three Wheel, and last but not least, the Night Rider. Anyway, here's the story. So in the last few episodes, we got the black quad going, and we tried to start the blue one over here, Glitter Boy, but before it started there was a heap of smoke coming out of the wires, so I had to shut it down. I thought we might go over the wiring and try and restart it again, but before we do any work on this, I need to show you something on the black quad. Here we are at the black quad. As you can see, it's been pulled to pieces. I did have it running the other day, but after a few laps around the yard, sorry about that, excuse the noise. Yeah, it was inside for a clean up. I pumped up all the tyres. I went over all the loose bolts, which there was a heap of. I tried to start it back up, but then it started backfiring. I removed this dodgy looking carburetor. It was recommended to change it for the other ones off the other bike, and this was leaking anyway. So I'll grab the carb off Glitter Boy over here, and then I pulled it apart and cleaned it and put it on the Night Rider, but she's still backfiring and won't start. So if you know what that problem is, stick it down in the comments, guys, because I really want to get this one going. It's the one in best condition, although it only has a small motor, so if I can get one of these ones going with the bigger 110cc, that'd be awesome. What I'm going to do for you guys is try and start it up so you get an idea of what's going on, and let me know in the comments if you know the problem. And the battery's dead, but you guys got to hear that anyway, so let's move on to this bike over here and see if we can sort out the wiring. The wiring's free. I've cut all the zip ties. Now I can have a close look and see if there's any wires that are bare or shorting out. They're looking pretty old and crusty. A lot of dirt, a lot of dust. I can't see anything sticking out at the moment. This looks pretty dodgy. It's all taped up. I might unwrap that and have a look. Even though it's really dirty and it was wrapped up very dodgy, it looks okay. I couldn't find any exposed wires that might be shorting out, so I guess the next plan would be to put a battery in it, get the carb back on and try and start it up. But this time I'll do it without the cover on, so if it starts to smoke up or spark out, I'll be able to see where it's coming from. We got the battery on charge. Now I just got to take the carburetor off this bike, or I could put this carb on. It was the original one on the black bike. It might be easier if we just put it on this one. There's all the pieces laid out, ready to go on Glitter Boy. We've got the carburetor back together and put on the bike. As soon as this battery's charged, we're going to put it in the bike and try and start it. It's the next day and the battery's fully charged. Let's grab it and stick it in the quad and see if it even fires up. Fully charged. I'm just going to stick this battery down here while we try and start it and have all the wires exposed so we can make sure nothing sparks out or there's no smoke coming out anywhere. There's the battery hooked up. Woo! We got power! Before I put any fuel in there and try and start it, I thought I better check the oil. I've never checked the oil on this bike. It could be bone dry. And it's got some oil in there. That was some bad looking oil, but it should be fine just to see if we can start this thing. Check out the slide on this carb I just put on. It's not going all the way down. That means the cable for the accelerator is too short. I'm going to have to go back to the original carb. I was just about to put some fuel in there, but I noticed that carb problem. I'll cut back when it's sorted. I got the carb swapped back over to the original one that had glitter in it. There's the one I just took off. You can see on the carb we just stuck on, we've got full movement of the slide now. I just stuck some fuel in there. We'll check if anything's leaking. No drips. That's a good start. Let's press the button, see if she fires up. Turn the choke off, see what happens. Choke off. Before we see if it fires up with the choke off, I just want to say I could see the engine moving, so I'm going to have to tighten up the engine mounts. And I noticed she was popping a bit. I don't know what that was about. If you guys know, stick it in the comments. Anyway, let's try and fire it up again. So the battery's gone flat, but the good news is that did actually fire up. Maybe I have to adjust the idle screws a bit. If you guys have any ideas how I can get this to start better or run better, stick it in the comments. But until then, I'm going to keep working on this, try and get it going. And before I end this video, guys, I just want to say a big thanks to all the Skullcam subscribers. Don't forget to leave a comment, give a thumbs up for a like, it helps the channel grow. And until next time, look forward to the next episode of Skullcam. That's a wrap.